So, the Indigo Disc is out, and that means it's time for a best team revolving around all the Pokemon in the Indigo Disc. Is what I would say. But after doing some research, I figured out you could go to Blueberry Academy before beating anything from an Austin John Plays video, and some of you also pointed that out on a community post I posted. But the issue is, it seems like the Mons in the Indigo Disc seem to be level 65 plus, even though you can go there. At least I'm pretty sure this is the case. You can get the Mons, but you would have to breed them to make them lower levels. This is honestly annoying, and I wish all the Mons would scale to where you are in the story, but it seems like that's not the case. So, I figured out a compromise. This team is gonna be a more updated team that I actually like more than the previous teams I made for Scarlet and Violet, consisting of Teal Mask Mons and from the regular base game of Scarlet and Violet up until beating the game and the Teal Mask. Some of you recommended though, I could make a team just revolving around taking on the Indigo Disc, but I wanted a team that could do it all, and wanted to see if I could blend it all together for one giant run. So I thought about it. Who says we can't alternate Mons? So I will be choosing Mons from the Indigo Disc as well, specifically for that portion of the game. And hey, if you are somehow able to get them earlier, more power to you, because now the starters are available. So yeah, until you beat the main game of Scarlet and Violet, I will be providing an updated team for that and the Teal Mask. After, I will suggest a few Mons you can take into the Indigo Disc. Sound good? Cool. Also, if you want to see all the gameplay from my Indigo Disc playthrough, as well as other Let's Plays I'm currently doing, you can check out Miss Magius, my gaming channel. Link will be in the description below. And I'm also having a blast over there. So let's start off with the starter, which if you have seen the previous best teams, you will know it's Skeledirge. It's bulky and it's got great stats. The type combo it sports is pretty damn solid, and it's got the great move of Torch Song, which raises its special attack by 1 stage every time it's used. Yeah, it's pretty good for a reason. The moveset is the same as usual. Torch Song, Shadow Ball, Earth Power, and Will-O-Wisp. Torch Song is dope, Shadow Ball is for Ghost Stab, Earth Power is for coverage, and Will-O-Wisp is to burn and cripple opponents. Torch Song, Shadow Ball, and Will-O-Wisp can be learned via level up, and Earth Power can be learned as a TM. The next mon is going to be Ludicolo. One of you suggested this in the last best team I made, because it turns out Ambipom was a version exclusive to Violet. I like Ludicolo because 1, it's a ground resist, and 2, it has the amazing typing of water and grass in 1. I actually think Ludicolo is pretty underrated, and for in-game standards, having water and grass in 1 is a pretty solid type combo that comes in a lot of handy for a variety of the important battles. There are better water types, but I like the type combo you get with it, and I wanted coverage for other water types while also having a water type too. 70 base speed isn't fantastic, but for in-game means you don't have to be super fast, especially considering it might get random speed EVs throughout your playthrough. The moves I chose were Surf, Giga Drain, Ice Beam, and your choice for a 4th move. All these moves can be found as TMs, by the way. I had no idea what to do for a 4th move, so I'll just let you guys take care of that. Another mon I think that's interesting is Kilowattrel. It's an electric flying type, which means it has a ground immunity and can hit water types as well. It can be found in the East Province areas by Lavincia, and all you really need to do is just give it T-Bolt, and you're pretty much good. So that's another option if you wanted to give that a test drive. Up at the halfway point, we got Clodsire. I chose Clodsire because I really like the type synergy it brought to the team, and he is a bulky boy. Oh, and it can be found very early in the game too. Also helps on the fairy front, and even comes equipped with the ability Water Absorb, so you have a water immunity on top of the quad resist. I actually used the Clodsire on my first playthrough of Scarlet and Violet, and remember it being useful in quite a plethora of battles. I mainly picked it though because I figured out it could be handy in the double battles in the Indigo Disc alongside Ludicolo's Surf. Just be wary as it can be slow, and yeah, watch out for ground types. And psychics. The moves I chose for it are Earthquake, Poison Jab, Mega Horn, and Liquidation. Earthquake is stab and is definitely going to be its best attack. Poison Jab is also stab and it's going to help out against the pixies. Mega Horn can help out against the Psychic types, and Liquidation is useful against ground types if put in a pinch. The first 3 moves are all learned via level up, and Liquidation can be found as a TM. Throughout the DLCs, random TMs can be found, and trust me, there are plenty of them out there. You just gotta look. I'm sure you guys will run into them eventually. So, Clodsire I mainly picked because of Water Absorb, like I said earlier. But, to be honest, I would say you're better off using Garchomp as your ground type. I don't have to talk about how goated Garchomp is. I know I've been kind of against it because of the level it evolves at for in-game means, but to be honest, it's still really good. The cool thing is, Gible can be found in a lot of places. And if you really wanted to, experience candies exist. Pretty much just run Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Iron Head, and Swords Dance, and it's a wrap. All of these are TMs aside from D-Claw, which can be learned via level up. Honestly, you could even alternate between Chomp and Clodsire if you chose to. With experience candies, it's easy to do that. Up fourth is Lucario. Lucario has been on best teams in the past, and there's no surprise why. It's pretty solid all around and can play the role of a special or physical attacker. Plus, I felt that its steel type would be extra potent for the game's fairies alongside Clodsire, if you chose to go that route. Lucario's fighting type also comes in clutch, and because of this type combo, it may make it one of this team's best MVPs. Its coverage pull also isn't bad either, especially getting access to all the elemental punches. Lucario is dope, and I'm glad it's making a return again. So I chose to run Lucario as a mixed attacker. We got Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch. Aura Sphere is Lucario's signature fighting stab, and that can be learned via level up. Flash Cannon is its steel stab, and that can be found as a TM. Thunder Punch and Ice Punch can also be found as TMs, and I would say are also Lucario's main sources of coverage. This Anubis beast is going to help you a lot, I feel. At the penultimate spot is everyone's favorite best team member, Gardy. And I'm not joking this time, it's back. I felt Gardevoir went perfect with this team, as it has that Psychic and Fairy spot filled. 80 speed is good enough, and 125 special attack is great for in-game means. Gardy also has a lot of coverage available, such as Energy Ball, T-Bolt, Mystical Fire, etc. This mon's coverage options will help out a lot during pinches. Also, if you want to run Calm Mind, that's an option too, but I decided on running full offense this time. Not to mention, Ralts is found super early as well. For Gardy's moves, like I said, we're going hyper offense. Psychic / Psyshock, Moonblast, Mystical Fire, and T-Bolt. Psychic can be learned via level up or as a TM. It depends on when you find the TM though. Moonblast can be learned via level up, but you can use Dazzling Gleam in the meantime. Also, you can use Dazzling Gleam in the Indigo Disc because of the double battles, but be careful. Mystical Fire can be learned via Move Relearner in the Moves menu, and will help you with Steel types just in case. T-Bolt can be found as a TM, and it will be useful against other water types. And who knows, it might even be helpful with Dondozo. Lastly, we got Weavile. I wanted something fast that hits hard, and I felt that Weavile could fit that role pretty well, considering that it's a check for Psychics and Ghosts. Sneasel can be found on Glaciado Mountain. Weavile is amazing though. All you have to do is look at these stats, and you'll immediately see why. Its Dark Stab is alright, but I wouldn't discount it. Its Ice Stab is fine though. The moves I went with are Assurance / Foul Play, Ice Punch, Low Sweep, and Poison Jab. Now, the reason why it's using Assurance / Foul Play is because it doesn't learn Night Slash until level 60, which just blatantly sucks. So these moves will have to do, unless you can somehow figure out a magical way to get Night Slash on earlier. Assurance is learned via Move Relearner, and Foul Play can be learned as a TM. Ice Punch is Weavile's best stab for ice, and that can be learned via TM as well. If you also wanted to spice things up a bit, you could give Weavile a loaded dice and Icicle Spear too. Low Sweep is another TM, and that will be used for other ice types, steel types, etc. Poison Jab is yet another TM, and will be used for the Pixies. Also, the Razor Claw for evolving Sneasel can be found at Delibird Presence in Mesagoza. Okay, so that was the main team of 6 for the main playthrough of Scarlet and Violet and the Teal Mask. Now, let's suggest some extra mons for the Indigo Disc. Right off the bat, I'm recommending Metagross. Metagross is a pseudo-legendary Pokemon, and its typing of Steel and Psychic is fantastic. Other mons I would recommend are Electabuzz, Lantern, Scrafty, Excadrill, Alolan Ninetales, Incineroar, Infernape, Blaziken, Cinderace, Swampert, etc. The starters are interesting to find if you don't have Pokemon Home, so I will leave a video in the description below on where to go find them. The Indigo Disc though offers quite a few dope mons, and these mons are only a few I would recommend. If you want to sub some of the team out, go for it. These mons, in my opinion, can help you out quite a bit with the double battles that Blueberry Academy throws at you. Or, like I said in the intro, if you can get some of these mons on your team earlier for your entire playthrough, that actually works even better. Well, that was the new best team for Scarlet and Violet, and a few more recommended mons from the Indigo Disc for that portion of the game. What did you guys think of the team and some of the mons I recommended? Did you guys enjoy it? If so, let me know in the comments below, as well as let me know what changes you guys would make if you didn't like the team. I'm looking forward to reading your comments.